Hey y'all, it's your girl Shakira Maybone,
Jada Vassar,
and Anthony Brinson, and this is All Shades of Chocolate, where we bring
the sweetest,
the hottest
Black culture to MSU. Listen, it's spooky season. Listen. And I'm gonna just get off the rip the band-aid off rip. I don't personally really celebrate Halloween too much. Grew up in a religious household, and like my uncle celebrate Halloween. So like, how do we celebrate? We just go over we'd go over his house, and like I used to always be a vampire because that was my little costume. Because that'd be for some reason that's what I always wanted to dress up as, and that was one of the only things my parents would be comfortable doing. Like anyway, and even then my mom's like, that's a little close to the devil, but I'll let you. So all right, so
that's a little close.
But that was cool growing up. Other than that, I don't really celebrate like that. So I guess just started off our episode. What do Halloween mean to y'all? Like from y'all perspective, what's Halloween? Because I'm assuming y'all celebrate way more than me.
It's just spooky, Like growing up, I always did, the trick-or-treating move back then when it was safer, back in my day. I feel like...
What's your day?
Back in my day, we had went outside.
Like 2003, which low-key.
No, 2010.
Right, 2000. 1-0. But yeah, we did, I always trick-or-treated with, my twin sister, Janae. And even with my older sister, she would come with us sometimes. And dressing up was, always the best part. I feel you on the repeat costumes. I was a vampire 3 times in a row.
Oh, yeah,
and a witch 4 times in a row.
My sister used to always be a witch.
Yeah,
my sister always
I used to combine the two together.
Yes. That was my go-to. If I didn't figure out, I'm like, just give me the hat. And I'll be a witch. Janae costumes was way more elaborate than mine. I was like, look, bro, I just want the candy. Let's just go outside, But yeah, I wouldn't say we really did too much stuff besides trick-or-treating. That was really the Halloween thing. But then, if you know my family, my mom's a big horror movie fan. So she always gave us horror movie marathons we'd watch. And if it was a new movie coming out, we would do that sort of thing. But that's really as far as it got for Halloween. Mm-hmm. It usually it was just the day we would do something, mm-hmm. and then after that, Christmas.
And then
Christmas.
That's another good point. I'm glad you brought that up because that's sort of what my family would do as well. Since they are sort of we were more religious. We'd either we'd go to church the day before because I think the night before apparently it's called Devil's Night, so we had an Angel's Night.
Talking about that.
And
we were.
Which actually, regardless of the holiday, it just be very dangerous that day and night before Halloween, especially up here in college life. And don't let us be celebrating a win in sports. But because
growing up, I just wanted to bring up a memory growing up for Halloween. I do remember my mom when I was very young. I was 4 or 5 years old. She used to take me trick-or-treating around the neighborhood and things like that. But she used to make me dinners though to me go back in the house. Listen, my mom, she's a real person that likes to cook and to bake and stuff like that. So it was this one apple pie she had made, or it was a strudel. I don't know what she made, but it was good. I was
good.
Well, I guess the apple literally doesn't fall too far from the tree.
Okay, yeah, because that's what I do. I like to cook now too, apparently. So,
and
but, yeah,
I was gonna say as well, my parents around this time as well, Hungry Howie's, random segue, but it makes sense. Hungry Howie's, they do the breast cancer awareness, they make the pizza box pink and stuff. And unfortunately, I've had a family member who, transparency moment, have had who's passed away from breast cancer. And so my parents would some years we'd make sure I remember one year they had got they used to make the small personal pizzas, and they had got one for me, and a WWE pay-per-view event was also coming on. Hell in the Cell used to come on around October, bro. That was my Halloween. Perfect.
My grandma, she's kind of, grandmas, they overprotective. Oh, we gotta make sure you gotta check the candy before you eat it. And things
hey,
that.
We used to be like that too.
But my uncle, he is so fun on Halloweens. He would take us all around, the rich white people neighborhood, Royal Oak and stuff like that to get.
My bad. No, that wasn't because my bad. If the All Shades of Chocolate audience fam can hear if I'm under the weather, but also, as I always say, the things of this podcast and the things of these things we say on this podcast are not of the state news, but of the host of myself, Jada Vassar, and Shakira Maybone. Mm-hmm. All right,
most definitely, yeah. So we just read into the big neighborhoods and things like that. But he would always take us to the haunted house and stuff like that. Now, growing up, I didn't really like it, but it was this, oh my gosh. So, I lived in the hood, I lived in Detroit. Do you know that street on Claremont?
Yeah, my grandma lived there.
Yeah. And you remember it was like this little weird car wash like across the street from like this
Yes.
one house. I'll never forget.
Yes.
I'll never forget. Oh my gosh. It was like this. It was kind of ghetto. Not gonna hold you up, but it was sweet. It was so sweet. They had the hookup. So I remember one time we went in there, bro. I was like, yeah, no, never again. But I actually do want to go to a haunted house. So yeah.
Oh yeah, y'all can miss me with the haunted houses. Bro.
Yeah,
Y'all
same.
just-
What? Why not?
Because, bro, I've said this story to y'all a million times. I broke my glasses.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah.
remember
I
this.
broke my
remember that.
glasses.
Yeah.
I went with Janae.
Oh my god.
I forgot who else was there.
This is like.
I forget, it was some years ago though.
Yeah.
And the thing of the gag is we had went to the haunted house and then I had like school the next day. But I ain't have no glass. Why you
Oh,
laughing?
I
Why you
would've been
laughing?
school.
Why you laughing? My mama wasn't going for
Yeah,
that.
she was.
She said, Jada, you went in this haunted house and your glasses fell off, so now you
Right.
just gotta reap these consequences. Granted, I did
not
get
my
more
fault.
glasses. That's what I said.
What?
That's what I said.
Which I ain't gonna lie,
That's
yeah,
what
no,
I
I
said.
would have protested that one a little more. Like, I can't see you. What you want me to
You
do?
didn't think as a kid I was screaming and kicking. I said, "Mom, leave me alone." After a couple hours, she was like, "Okay, you can't see," because I'm literally like, "Ma, I
No,
can't
and
read the board."
Again, and especially
Y'all
in the
gave
black.
us this eyesight.
Yeah, and in the black community, parents always say you talking back. I like in an actual
Bro,
sense can't see.
I remember I was with my teachers like, if you see me just sitting there, it's not gonna work.
No,
I
what my
can't
uncle
even see
do-
you right now. So
Whenever
like,
I
it's
break my
just not being
glasses,
able to
because
see.
when I was growing up, this is like a side, topic. I used to break my glasses a lot. I don't know how. I just did it,
They
and
were
they used
easy
to
to
be
break. I don't
so
know.
mad. One time, I kid y'all not, my uncle he gave me a magnify reader to use.
That's so petty.
he did it, bro.
Yeah, that's Looney Tunes. We get
I
it.
promise
We
you,
get
he
it.
did. I put that on my mom. And he
No, I'm
did,
saying
bro.
he was because was he trying to be funny or was he trying to help for real?
Dead serious. I
Oh
don't know.
wow! I thought
don't
you
know.
said he was trying to be funny.
My uncle, he is kind of petty,
said I got
so.
Because they're trying to be serious. I mean,
I'm
well,
like, what is this gonna do? Like, what?
I'm gonna take this school and
Like what? But yeah, Halloween is so fun. Like your mom, she's a big horror fan. My grandma is too. I remember my first scary movie, like old school scary movie, because I like movies from like the 80s and 90s because I was raised with my grandma.
no, I'm not
funny?
laughing at you. I'm
Oh.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Because he always called me grandma. That's why.
You reminded me of something. I'm going like, you'll know why I laugh in a
Okay,
minute.
Oh my
but
yeah.
the first scary movie I ever watched was It, like the classic
the
one.
original
Classic?
one?
Oh,
Yeah.
I heard that boy was actually scary.
It is
It
like it
was,
was
it
like
is.
scary to the point I didn't get nightmares, but my little cousin Izzy loved him to
Hi,
death.
Georgie. My bad. I'm sorry.
He's so extra. Can you shut up? Trying to tell my story. But no, he used to get like a whole bunch of like nightmares from it. I'm like, oh, that's so sad.
Oh yeah, the older scary movies they had like I always gotta think now looking at them it's like okay how are you fooled by that like
No,
come on
really.
now but putting back in the time like that was like peak like people was in the
Uh-huh.
theaters like oh my god
Yeah, like even Carrie, that's one of my favorites.
like but now I'll be watching the movies and I'm like were y'all really scared back then? Mom would be like bro yes this was like people talk about did you see that movie? I'm like
Nah,
bro
I heard. I think my one of my friends. He said it was like that with him with Candyman. Like he said back in the
Oh,
day, his I
yeah.
think his older
That's
brother
the
played a
one.
prank on him and like because
Oh,
he
did it
thought
in
it
the
was like
bathroom?
candy. No, he thought it was like since it was called Candyman, he thought it was like something cool. And so his
Stop
brother showed him the movie in the
playing.
dark and like left him by himself.
Oh.
And he said I think to this day he can't watch it.
No.
Like I'm like that's so bold.
why would you do that?
Yeah, that's
said,
that
"I
ain't
thought this
funny.
was something cool."
Like, yeah,
I thought I'm about to get some why would you do that?
That's bold.
And then in the dark by himself you ain't
Yeah.
watching it?
Nah, that's crazy.
Wait, what's your favorite scary movies?
The Halloween series. It is the Halloween series because it's the OG, and that's like the first like horror movies I remember watching like with my mom that she showed us first. But unpopular opinion, I didn't like the last two. They ended
To
it
be
off
fair,
horribly,
yeah.
and I'm so mad.
Gosh.
And you know this obviously, so for extra context, and this sort of segues to why I laughed earlier. So I didn't grow up watching scary movies, again, religious household, and Jada was one of the people that like introduced me into scary movies, and one of those scary movies was the Halloween franchise, and they showed me her and her twin sister. They showed me the last two Halloweens, and I was looking at them like, wait, y'all thought y'all said he was cold? Like, what was this? And even they looking at me like,
Oh.
yeah. So I was looking like, wait, was that supposed to be like it? No pun intended, but
No
like,
pun intended.
and again, the opinions of this podcast is just ours. But I was even looking like, and again, I personally think it's a little. It was cool. I don't even think it was bad.
Mm-hmm.
It just was. It was cool. cool.
Yeah,
yeah.
knowing the story of Halloween and
It's just
like,
like-
Yeah, and
the
then
many
y'all
times,
had-
like the first Halloween, the original one that came out when my mom was a kid, that peak, I'm like, okay, they have to end that story.
How she talking? That's how they was talking to
And
me.
I'm
They
like-
hyping it up. I'm like, okay, bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm watching and I'm like, you know, it had its moments where I'm like, oh yeah, this is where they about to take it over the edge and it's about to be cool.
And then all of a sudden, like,
and then it died.
basement and
Yeah,
died.
and then that was it.
it.
And then he said, well, I'm not making another one.
Mini spoilers, mini spoilers.
Yeah.
So I was like, you kind of have to make another one now, though, because you just left people left off. And he was like, nope, that's it. That's the end of the
Yes,
series.
yeah.
So if we take out those two, it's a great, that's my favorite Halloween
nice
series.
franchise.
And to answer your question,
Michael Myers is the GOAT.
my number one favorite, if I were to pick one, and I don't know if this counts, do the Scream franchise count?
No,
You know,
that's Ghostface.
You see how y'all had two completely different answers, and that's your
Well, you
sister.
don't take him
That's
serious?
your sister coming out of you.
Ghostface?
Listen, what's wrong about Ghostface?
He ain't. He not even the killer for real.
All right, bet. So
I mean, to be honest,
which I get, you kind of not wrong.
Calling people on the phone like, what's your favorite?
Listen, I feel like you know on the game shows when you calling somebody, I feel like you calling Janae, be like, what's the verdict?
Hey, audience member.
who would make that franchise is the
50-50.
people.
But
Yeah.
People, not him. Because
So-
them people, I'm sorry. Those characters in the Scream franchise be so dumb, bro. I was watching Scream 3 the other day. I was so pissed. I'm like, come on now. You could have went down a different route. Like, seriously?
Now listen, for the sake of the direction of this episode, I'm not gonna fully agree with you because I completely agree, and this will turn into a whole rant. But I completely agree. What's the matter of fact? I'm gonna do it a little bit. Ooh, why you say it? Because which one is the Scream where it was it was the movie director and he faked his death? I can't stand
faked
that
his
one.
death?
It was the
Scream 3, it was about like movie producers too. But
it was that one.
But Sydney had found out that one of them was their brother.
Yeah, it was
from
that
the
one.
mom.
I'm
It was
talking about that
Scream
one.
3?
I can't stand that one.
Yes,
That's
that
my
was
least favorite
Everybody
one.
don't like
Yeah,
three.
That's my least favorite
that was
one.
so
But no, but some
terrible.
people try to be like, well, actually,
Oh, yes,
and you know what? Yeah, I'm like, you know, I'm looking at you. I'm like, all right, bro.
I mean, she not wrong though.
Again, certain parts in these movies are good. They reach a peak, and you think they're gonna take it over the
But it's
edge,
so
and it
predictable.
drops that part.
Yeah.
And I
So-
feel like that's what the rise of horror movies is getting. They're too predictable. Like, okay,
Yes.
he about to jump out, or okay, they about to come falling down. Like,
y'all
they're not
opinion on
scary.
Smile. I'm sorry.
And
I didn't watch it yet,
I was
but
waiting. Did you see it?
No.
You didn't see it yet?
Okay, dang.
good,
Oh my
good.
God.
Yeah,
So I was
sorry.
waiting for the segue. That was the segue I was waiting on. That's why I laughed earlier, because I was going to say my second favorite scary movie would be Smile, both the two Smiles. And especially
first
since
one.
y'all haven't seen it.
First one was crazy. Bro.
So since y'all haven't seen the second one, no spoilers for the audience. I won't give any spoilers. And the only thing I'll say, and the only thing I'd say in general. So I have a friend. Shout out Donovan, my friend Donovan, and he had seen the movie before I did, and we have seen. So also for a bit of lore, All Shades of Chocolate lore, we saw the first one together. That was when we all was together, saw it together, right? So then. For the second one, going back to present day, my friend Donovan saw it, and he calls me, and he's distraught, like, bro, and like he usually not like this. And Shakira, this is a childhood friend of ours. She's met Donovan. He's usually not distraught. I'm like, bro, Donovan, just tell me what's going on. He's like, bro, just go see the movie. I kid you not. For even more lore, me and Shakira are roommates. I came back. I'm like. At the same time, I'm like, bro,
What happened?
just watch it. So that's all I'll leave it at. But the first one,
really.
to go back, if y'all want to talk about the first one, I don't even know if we.
Clowning in the theater.
We really
Yeah.
was. I was
And
like,
I enjoy it. It was it was entertaining for me because it wasn't scary at first. Because I'm laughing, and I don't know if you remember the scene that got me scared. They was at the car, and the lady at the window, she turned her neck. I'm like, heck no. I don't want to cuss to get Taylor no editing, but I'm like, oh heck no.
I think that part got all of us because the movie starts and we're like, okay, this is really dumb.
Yeah.
Like, y'all can't be over here fighting for y'all lives like this. So we like, haha, you know what I'm saying? Hee hee. And then she went to the door and then closed it. So, you know, she get in the car, she all, ha ha ha. So we like, okay, she freaking over nothing. Everything cuts out. And then the neck go like this. We said, oh.
yeah, we was
Yeah,
like,
nah.
I'll never see. Anthony was in the middle of a sentence. He said, and oh my God.
I remember that. I remember that.
Then we all just go quiet and look at the movie.
Because at first I'm trolling. I'm like, okay, this gonna be hee hee ha ha. I'm like, oh. I'm like, okay, not funny no more.
But then we laughed because the ending was
It was
dumb.
so weird.
And ironically, I'll just ask the audience or whoever asks and listens to this episode, what do y'all think about the end to Smile 2? And I'll just leave it at that question.
Oh my god.
But yeah.
I like
I gotta
paranormal
see Smile
movies.
too. So,
I like ghost movies, like paranormal.
Ghost
Are
movies.
y'all hip to? Because I'm not hip to this franchise, but my friend shout out Donovan again also
What,
brought this
Paranormal
up.
Activity?
No, not
Oh.
this. The Terrifier. Are y'all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I seen it on TikTok, but I was like, that don't look like it's scary. So I'm just, but apparently it's scary.
Really?
Yeah.
He looked a little creepy to me, but I don't know. I'm not hip to his
it was
movies.
the way he was smiling. Because I think I showed you a TikTok.
The way he was smiling?
like, yeah, no pun intended. But like he was just like, and I'm like,
nah.
I'm not about to. No, I'm not taking it
That would've creeped me
serious.
out
Like
for
no.
real. Nah, that would have creeped me out. Why you smiling like that?
No, bro, literally, like, yeah. So I never seen it before because I don't think
You
it was
know, I
good.
know about
but
it, but I don't think I've seen it.
So what's other than his like appearance? Obviously, what's terrifying about him? Do y'all know? Like all jokes is like not
I don't
trolling.
know.
I guess
don't
it's
think
just a clown.
I don't think he's scared. I guess it's a
He's supposed to be a
smile, 'cause
clown?
something like that. Because I feel like
yeah.
I feel like that's what scary movies try to do. Or like to me, like if I were to like direct a scary movie, I just try. I take the uncomfortable approach because you know if somebody's smiling for long, you kind of be
awkward.
there like,
You know how,
okay,
like,
what else you got going?
Attack on Titans, the Titans, they have like the it's like
Yeah,
that. Kind
yeah.
I just love that you just made that reference. Yes, I
Yeah.
get it. Yeah.
Yeah,
got
so
you.
I would probably take like that approach to it because certain while somebody gonna be like, haha, okay,
It's
what
this
you
guy.
doing? What you doing?
And that's the why we wait for Shakira to bring this up or to show the audience. I agree with you as well. That'd be the sort of angle I
You
take.
know, I'm
if,
so sick of this phone.
if I was to make a listen, especially I ain't gonna go in on the company of the phone that you're using that I also have. But listen, I need a new phone. But shout out to somebody who may or may not be the rich one of the pod who got the newest. But
Well,
you know,
how was it? The iPhone 16?
Don't do that.
no, she gonna try to hide it now. But no, show the audience. Yeah, I'm hip to how he look. Yeah, he
Yeah.
ooh Lord, he creepy.
He's a
Yeah.
little nasty after a while, but you know.
Yeah. And with this being spooky season and just all about Halloween. Oh, also, since we keep saying this, Spooky Scary Sunday. Shout out Corey Kenshin, just because.
Oh, yeah.
back.
I used to enjoy his
Listen,
films.
majority of fans are like Jada, like she's saying come back.
Please.
I'm the opposite. I'd be like, look,
You don't
I
like
ain't
his
about
video?
to.
You don't like those?
No, I
Oh.
like Corey, but I'm
Okay.
saying from the perspective. Listen, and matter of fact, let me look at the camera. You don't like your job. That's what it really does. I mess with Corey.
Whoa.
Corey don't like his job. He'll be like, come back, come back. I know you don't like your job. It's fine.
said you don't like
You can
your
come back
job.
whenever you want to, and I'll appreciate it because you don't like your job. You can't
What
like.
if he just living
and he-
life like
And
Larry,
he
you
trying
know?
to be silly. No, I like being a YouTube. No.
gag
Because we got
is-
beef. Because we wet. I hope you okay. I hope you're okay.
The
All
gag
jokes
is me
aside.
too. Yes, I hope you're doing okay. You know, you'll always be my favorite YouTuber, bro. Number one. But the gag is you live in Michigan and people are seeing you at the Detroit Zoo.
Yeah,
just
that
come back to
part.
YouTube
Right.
and tell us you
Somerset
good.
And that's-
everywhere.
That's
like,
another
People
part
have
of
videos like, hey, this is
Like
Corey.
no, like my cousin, she worked at Auntie Anne's and she in Novi, and she literally said, "Oh, he was just up here."
I'm like, bro.
I was like, "What you
You're
mean?"
living roaming the streets right now.
And
Like,
that's the strength. That's the biggest part of my joke is he'll say it and be like, usually I just need a break from my mental health, but he be chilling. He be out. He be living life like you
Yeah,
said. So
living
he don't like his
life.
job. It's not a priority. He chilling. He don't need it. He got 10 mil. He's Corey Kenshin. He don't need it no more.
Corey
He not hungry no more. As Dad said.
Okay, he's not hungry.
Yeah. Now if they come out with a new FNAF, all of a sudden he'll be back. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
Watch it
how do y'all
pop
feel
up.
about Five Nights at Freddy?
Five Nights at Freddy. That's all her. That's all her.
Folks,
bro.
and you can
Oh
tell,
my
and you can
God.
tell I really like Five Nights at Freddy's. Yes, I really like. Yes,
Okay.
I like the movie too. Can't wait for part 2 next year.
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
It's Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, I started that. I forgot about that. I didn't think you were gonna do it with me. I knew in my head. I was didn't like,
think you was actually gonna
"Bet.
do it."
What do you mean? I said that randomly,
God.
but nobody even brings up Five Nights at Freddy's. I have a water bottle that has Five Nights at Freddy's. Let's eat at the bottom of it.
God.
Yes, I have a hoodie too. I love
Yeah,
Five Nights at
that
Freddy's
was-
so
Yeah.
much that my nephew loves Five Nights at Freddy's.
Aw. And to make the joke even funnier, I'm not the biggest fan. Only because, so for more
Hating
since I grew up
Gatorade.
in a household that didn't really allow me to watch scary movies, I was scared of them and, a lot of
Oh,
scary
yeah.
stuff. stuff, so I'm scared of Five Nights at Freddy's. I tried to play it one
scared. I'm not gonna
time,
lie.
and then especially I'm silly. They like, you gotta play it at night. You gotta play it at night. So I'm like, okay, I'll play it at night. I'm hearing or the little like similar sound. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, no.
Turn that junk off.
Yeah.
I tried to play at least like 3 of them, and like they're good games. I just not for me. Nope. And I didn't watch the movie. I want to try it now because now I'm finally getting more used to like finally giving them a chance. And usually with me,
should watch it.
they don't be scary. A lot of scary movies, and that's why I was. That's the point I was that I forgot earlier. If I were to make a scary movie, just the things that scare me is just more making me uncomfortable. So more like the eerie, like the bones breaking or all that type of creepy stuff. That's more of like the direction of like more. That's what gets me in like scary movies.
Yeah. I definitely feel like that's what gets me too, and I kind of feel like that's what's in Five Nights at Freddy's games is because the whole point of the game is you being that obviously like the security officer, that security guard at night, but most of the time it's just hearing stuff that you can't get to. So like you would hear if you play with headphones, which they tell you to do it's because you hear sounds, but the character can't turn that way. So it's like somebody behind you, but you can't look over you, and that's like okay, stop. Like okay, get it out.
I don't know.
Y'all mention that because I have a question, but
I was just gonna say real quick. I don't know about y'all. Dang, what was the thought?
Sorry.
I don't know about y'all, but I really shout out Chuck E. Cheese. I used to mess with Chuck E. Cheese a lot, and the strong really. So the strong. Well, listen, I'm terrified of the new Chuck E. Cheese. That junk creep me out.
And I'm 21 years old. What you mean?
But the correlation of like, and I don't know how they got away with this like legally, but the correlation of like how similar the Fazbear, like the children's pizzeria, that was an extra layer of that creeped me out.
I was terrified of Chuck E. Cheese as a kid.
If you don't mind.
Okay, I think one of my really strange fears is like things coming to life that's not supposed to, which is kind of the point of Five Nights at Freddy's is animatronics coming to life. Yep. So, but even as a kid, when I didn't know about like Five Nights at Freddy's, really anything about it, Chucky, I couldn't grasp the fact that it was somebody in a suit. I just saw this big thing walking towards me. I was terrified to the point where you can ask anybody in my family, I'm screaming, crying. Like the kids that you hear, that's me. I'm screaming. Like when Chucky be like, oh, the birthday kids, Janae will go up there. I'm not going. Bro, I swear to God, somebody would have
laughing at your trauma,
bro,
but it's
you
the way
listen.
Not laughing at you.
It's the way you delivering it, bro.
Somebody like the arcade part of Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes.
You know how he walk around.
Yes.
Somebody would have to be with me because I would start
that
freaking
part.
out.
Yeah, that'd be a little creepy.
Because you be playing. Oh, hey, this is fun. All of a sudden, hey, kids.
Yeah, yeah. I was creeped out about that too.
And now they would have to take me out of Chuck E. Cheese. Like we would have to sit outside.
So was Chucky from Chuck E. Cheese scarier than Chucky the doll, like the scary Chucky?
Oh girl, yeah. Wait, that's it. Come on now.
Kick that thing.
Man,
but
come on now.
what was your question?
But I'm glad that y'all said like y'all was scared the fact that y'all couldn't see anything and you know feel this presence, because I was just gonna ask like, do you guys are more into jump scares or like slasher films? Like what is your what's your adrenaline point with horror movies?
Jump scares, and I'll tell you why. Because they actually get me, and like I like react and be like, ooh, that was crazy. But especially an example, who's the little Jigsaw, the little puppet with the those movies, and like they're good movies, but I'm not the best with blood, and like what those movies always start off. I forget which Jigsaw it is, but like they were getting closer and closer to a chainsaw, and like they almost
they have
like
a lot of Saw movies. I'm sorry.
The point I'm making with slashers, too much gore and blood. I'm not with all that type of stuff. I rather prefer jump scares.
That's fair. I feel like if I'm trying to if we watching a movie to see who be scared, probably jump scares. But I feel like I watch a lot of slasher films for the entertainment. Because I feel like slasher films are right? I feel like slasher films, I feel like they pay attention more to it still being a good movie versus, okay, just put a bunch of scary stuff in it and try to scare people. I feel like slasher films are the story, because like Jigsaw, there's a story behind why he became who he is. And then even with the newer ones, they followed the story. Yeah, there's a story behind why he's Jigsaw. But that is consistent throughout all of the movies. So it's gory, but each movie it unravels why he is who he is with the people he gets. So that's why I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of like slasher, because it's something to follow. And sometimes I feel like the slasher films are scary because they incorporate oh, he just got his leg chopped off. And first of all, the stuff you got to do in Jigsaw them games they be trying to play. Yeah, no, turn the TV off.
Or
Turn the
just-
TV
That's
off.
like Squid Games, but like
No,
that's
for real.
different.
But like
you
with your
see
body,
that.
with your life, actually. Like,
Or,
Right.
or just for me, especially in more recent nowadays, the person I am, the lore of a lot of scary movie people also get me. Like finding out, and I'll rather not talk about it here, but like Freddy Krueger's lore, and I'm
yeah.
like, that's the thing where, especially if I'm watching it, I got
That's
that in the
so
back of my head, and you laughing. But listen, he got a weird case. Why is he around? That's all. I just leave it right there for
yeah,
real.
most
If you know the
definitely.
lore. But and some people, that's a whole debate. I ain't trying to pee nobody off, but part of the part of the lore is that is weird case, and just that's the type of stuff that get me when like just those little nuances of like, or when they make it like a real life thing of like somebody
based
died
on
at a
a true
gas
story?
station
Oh.
at night. Like that's a real life.
Yeah.
Like you'll be at a gas station at
yeah,
night, like
yeah.
or like if you taking out the trash at night.
night.
Like,
At night.
yeah.
It makes me think about the Final Destination movies. I'd be like, can that really
Yeah.
happen to me?
and she reacted like that because not.
You want to talk about a movie that would scare me when I watched, bro? I can't remember if it
Destination?
was 4 or 5, bro. Whatever's
which
the
one?
scene with the truck and the wood falling
that's
off
number
in the.
two.
That's two actually.
Yeah, that's
When I
two.
tell you, every time my mom
That's
would
on the
drive
freeway,
behind one,
right?
I'd be like, move over.
Yeah.
Move over, lady.
She's just like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, you didn't see that movie? And then it was, oh my god, the Final Destination movies. Because I was a kid that always thought what could happen in a movie could happen in real life. So I'm watching the movies like, wow, we really can go.
And
Like we can die in the craziest way.
Especially as someone with impaired vision, I think that's the word, right? Impaired vision. Like, even though I would never get LASIK anyway, because there's apparently a lot of
No,
like
that
downsides
scene
to it. That
messed me
scene
up.
Oh my God.
never would get, because that, ooh, I'm thinking about it now. It would make me
you want to
cringe.
talk about squeamish.
Yeah.
Watching those movies, you get, oh,
Yeah.
But see,
I know,
we're-
but that's cool to me though.
And like weirdly
Like, I
enough,
like
I don't know
that.
what it was. My grandma, shout out my grandma. And my parents used to not like this, but she used to show me some of the movies I wasn't allowed to watch.
See? Grandma,
And-
my grandma.
Shout out grandma. And with Final Destination, some of the deaths, and this another one, some of the deaths would be a bit goofy, and then it'd be a weird reaction for me if when they do like a goofy death but a realistic one.
Yeah.
So the one that I laugh at and it don't really be funny, especially how people drive up here, the bus one where people get hit by, right? Like it's not funny, but like that, where how it was just
I'm not about to play.
like a doom, and she just
it was so real.
right, and she
I'm
just
not about to
because
play
in that
with
character, if I remember correctly, they had dodged the death, and they was talking junk like y'all guys are complaining. Boom. Love the movie. Favorite movie franchise of all time. If you can't tell.
But I just like slashers because I'm a film person. If y'all can't tell, I like the little special effects and stuff like that, and the makeup, and it's just like that's cool. I want to try to do that one day. I don't know how to do makeup, but
Man, we'll
it would be
learn.
fun to learn.
We'll Yeah.
What do you think of what's the movie? It's not. I don't think it's called Monster House, but it's the movie with the Monster House. Is it called Monster
Yeah,
House?
it's Monster House.
Okay, yeah. What you think of Monster House from a
okay.
visual effects perspective?
I really like it, but like the storyline, to be honest, I ain't gonna lie. When I was a kid, I ain't like that movie.
Well, wait.
didn't.
There's a storyline.
And Monster House?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a Monster House, and it was the.
Oh, he
I'm
missed
being
the whole lore.
I'm being,
oh gosh.
yeah, nah, I didn't, I'm being a little funny, but kind of
Wait,
serious. I just
okay,
thought
well-
the point was it's the monster. You're not supposed to get ate by the. What's
Well,
the lore?
yeah, that's the goal of the movie, but
what's
like.
the? I didn't know it was a plot for real.
Basically, you remember the old man where he'd be like, "Get out of my eye!"
Yeah.
Nevercracker, I think that's his name.
Huh?
So
Well, I ain't gonna-
Nevercracker, I think that's his.
Keep go past. You can,
But-
don't. Yeah.
You're so irritated. But anyways, he had a wife. She was like,
Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, okay,
I
yeah.
remember.
I thought it was
But
a
the
monster.
visual effects of that, I really like it. Like it's so,
Yeah.
it was like ahead of its time, to be honest. Because that movie came out like what in 2006.
Yeah, I was like 07. Yeah, I was gonna say 2007. I don't remember. I can fact check while we keep talking. I can
Yeah,
fact
but
check it while you talking.
oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But
Oh
yeah.
well, yeah. So yeah, somebody fact check it, audience. But yeah, so I guess with all that being said, all right, bet. So for the audience, and I'll ask y'all. So let's. Okay, yeah, there is enough to do on Mount Rushmore, especially y'all more a horror movie. Mount Rushmore of the greatest horror movie villains or
That's a good
people.
one.
Horror movie people.
My number one is Carrie.
Ooh, who is Carrie again? I don't.
You don't know Carrie?
Well, yeah, I'm not
A
hip.
crazy
I
lady.
ain't watch. Let me look
she's
it up.
a
I'll look it
girl.
up. Start talking.
So she's a girl who got bullied a lot, for no reason.
Yeah, still keep
And
talking,
then
but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
she learned that she had telekinesis powers and stuff
Wait,
like that.
she counts as scary? Really?
To me, she is because I
Yeah.
would
When
be
it
scared.
came out, yeah.
Yeah.
People were terrified.
Well, I guess-
my
oh, wait.
grandma, she said
there are
that she
multiple
scared
versions of
her.
Carrie, right?
There are.
Yeah.
I'm thinking there's
thinking
a
about the
Disney
old-
version.
the-
Ain't there a Disney version or like
of
a
Carrie?
kid version? There's,
Is it really?
Or what am I thinking? I'm thinking of
something like
I'm thinking
that.
of
I
a
didn't know
different
that.
version.
Wow.
But
I was thinking about
'Cause-
the original one, the 76 one.
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
her
that
and
one,
Cece
that's
Speck.
what just. So
Terrifying.
let me look at
They were
that.
terrifying.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, yeah. My bad. I forgot about that one. I'm thinking of a different
But
version.
I would be scared. I mean, like,
Or matter of fact, to make it easier, who would you say is the greatest,
greatest
horror
of all
movie of all
time?
time? Would your answer be
y'all
Carrie?
know my answer. Y'all know.
oh, is it Michael Myers?
Absolutely.
Even with the last two?
Absolutely.
Listen, I'm gonna start being like how people be on basketball with basketball. You know, listen, his last two takes, he's a prime merchant. You know, listen, he had his prime years in the first early years, and then he wasn't good. He don't got longevity.
Listen. Hey, yes, he do. Listen,
All I'm
man.
saying
Listen.
is,
All I'm saying is, listen, all right? Listen. Michael Myers, because you got to understand Michael Myers' lore from the beginning.
All right,
and when
and
he
refresh me,
became
'cause I'm
Michael
not
Myers.
familiar.
All right, so, we take it back to Halloween 1, just Halloween.
I'm being a
type
little
stuff.
facetious. I am, because my
Yeah, I'm about to
mind
say,
is
come
good.
on now.
But talk about it.
And we take it
'cause
back to
she the one who
Halloween,
told me about it.
Halloween, that's the title, just Halloween. All of this started is because he killed his parents, and then the whole message of the movie is him fighting to kill his sister,
Really?
who he figured out is his sister. He killed his sister in the house, and he had the little clown mask on, and his parents took it off, and it was like, Michael, dun, 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 dun,
Which,
dun.
by the way, since I spoiled and say I'm being facetious, hear how good this plot is just for the last two movies to be. But whatever.
Yes.
Keep talking.
So, he meets all these people. He get with this doctor, Dr. Loomis, these therapists. He go in the hospital.
Good
He start
character.
going rampage. He's killing all the people. You know what I'm saying? But then the whole thing that I really like about Halloween is you've never seen what Michael Myers looks like.
yeah.
We don't know what he looks like, his regular human face without the mask. Because they would do little cuts of people would snatch it. They gonna die. But they would snatch it off, and you see like his eye or his hair. You be like, oh my God, he's a person. But then he snatched the mask and put it right back on. So that's why I kind of like stories where I say like, there's obviously some connection between him and the mask, which you kind of make your own theories with it because they never really go into it, which I wish they would have did that for the last two movies.
You would think that makes so much sense.
Like, we figure out, okay, why did you pick the mask? Or why did you dress like this? And, like, what is your plot? What's the plot?
And like y'all, especially movie connoisseurs, can take it from a film perspective. As a writer perspective, that's just an easy end. Why not go with it?
Yeah.
But
It was
so,
It's an opportunity right there.
A big opportunity because I'm expecting, okay, he go meet Lori, the lady he finds is actually his sister, which is the whole girl he's fighting for and fighting every time they get into fights and all this stuff. And then, she starts going insane because she realized Michael Myers is her brother. She keep going to the house trying to get him, trying to talk to him. And it's like, I wish they would have ended it off by one, killing him because he didn't die, or giving more to his backstory because we always find out about him through like the Dr. Loomis, but all these people keep dying besides Michael. So I wish they would have took it to where even if he did die in the last movie, it would have been like, okay, why you kill your sister? Or okay, why is the kid like what's wrong with you? Type stuff. But they just ended it by like, oh yeah, we got Michael. Stupid, just stupid.
Psychological horror is my other favorite.
It's like no, but yeah, like even throughout all of that, he, even as old as he was in the other two, but just seeing like the transformation of Michael Myers, he stayed consistent in what he wanted to do, which was kill his sister. Throughout all the movies, his objective never changed.
Which, dang,
people may have gotten his way and they died, but his objective never changed. And he's like one of the silentest, fastest killers you ever see. He don't talk. He don't make no noise.
He just do what he gotta do.
He do what he gotta do. He's definitely the
Got a
OG
job.
of the. He's slow walking and you running, but now he in front of you. Like what?
Yeah.
So I got a couple interesting questions for y'all then, since we on the topic of Halloween. So I'll ask both of y'all. JD, you start off. You mentioned earlier that they never show the mask in that part of him, right? So would you theorize that Michael Myers is a person who can't die, like an immortal being, or just a more like an entity or a deity or like a monster god type of thing? Like where do you, both of y'all, but where you to start off, where do you lean at?
I'm not even gonna lie, I wouldn't even say he's like an entity or anything. I feel like he's someone that can die. I just feel like people don't kill him. Question mark. Like, because even, especially, I'm talking more so for the last movie, because throughout all the movies, he continues to grow. He ages. So that's a human in the mask. And he gets, he goes to all these mental institutions and asylums, and you see the back of him. He's a man that's growing up, because even in the asylum, when he gets released, quote unquote, he's old. So he ages. It's just these people don't kill him. Like, they're literally not beating him, and that's why I feel like I got mad.
Personally, I feel so sorry for saying this, but like, if I was the person who worked at the asylum and I heard about this, oh, he would have been out of there. Like, you know what? I got that for y'all.
Yeah. Well, if they tried to do that, he killed him too. So that's why they was just like, just leave him alone. He not gonna do nothing. But yeah, I feel like he is somebody that can die, but he's one of these people. He obviously has his objective that he's not going to stop at nothing until he kills his sister, unless somebody can kill him first. And nobody has been able to kill him first, and he's not going to let go until he kills his sister. Now, that also could have been an ending I would have liked to see is, okay, if he did kill Lori, is he gonna kill himself? Like, what happens to him now?
Yeah.
Is he gonna go back to his home? Is he just gonna live there? Because that was also another thing. In his house, that was, I'm forgetting the name of the street. I think it's Hagedorn. My mom gonna kill me because I forgot the name of that house and what street it's on. But the whole thing is people keep going to the house. They're like, oh, this is Michael Myers' old house. This is the bedroom where he killed his sister and da-da-da-da. Well, obviously he gonna show up and kill you too because he don't like people coming to his house. He like, bro, you're in my space. You granted it's an old house. But you know him, he psycho, killer. People coming to his house. So he's like, okay, you're invading my space. You're getting in the way of what I'm trying to do. So I feel like he can't, me personally, if I was in the movie, I would have whooped him, okay? He would have been dead.
I would have got a team. We like, listen, we're gonna have
oh my God,
so even though you're being silly, that was my the second question I want to ask is sort of two-part question, or depending on which angle you want to take. Either how would you kill Michael Myers if it was up to you, if you was writing it, or if it was you specifically, how would you kill Michael? Like if you in the movie, how would you kill Michael Myers? Or if you don't feel Michael Myers should have died, what would be y'all? If you'd want to answer Shakari as well, what would be the ending?
Okay.
I don't know which side. I don't know which way you lean.
I literally would do everything like in the very last movie, the last Halloween movie that came out, and I think it was one of the last scenes where all of like the victims of Michael Myers, so like all the babysitters, all the kids, like the parents and the people he killed, his sister's kids, like when she had kids, all of them. That I literally would do what they wrote, which they basically got in like a big. It was kind of funny. They got in like this big group, just started whooping them, started hitting them. They made these plans to like trap them somewhere at the house, and then they had these bats and stuff. But I would literally do that. But the thing about it is, since he was older, and like it was also kind of cool because this is why I say he ages, because Michael didn't. He like had 2 fingers missing, and one of his eyes was messed up. So you could tell that he was already worn down, and he was older anyway. But I think they made the characters get too wrapped up in, we got Michael Myers down to where they didn't finish beating him to kill him. Like they stopped and they were like, yeah, he's on the ground. Yeah, skip you, Michael, take that. This is for my mom, or this is for Dad, this is for Lori, this is for what you did. So Michael got up and killed every last one of them.
If he was on the ground, I would have beheaded him.
He was on the ground, and because like I said, he's human, so he gets hurt.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? He's literally on the ground like, and they're like, yeah, take that. And I'm like, keep going.
Right.
This man has been terrorizing your city for centuries. Keep going. Why'd you stop? So he get up, they cheering and talk to each other. He tempted him, and he said, "Bop," and killed him. And I'm like, oh my God. Then that's how the movie ended. So that's what I'm saying. Why would we?
I watched it with y'all. So
I'm like, why would we do that? It's like we have the opportunity, and this was a group of people, one man against like 80 y'all, and he still killed all 8. I'm through. I'm through.
Like that man Brock Lesnar or something just came up like, oh yeah, all y'all go. For my anime people, shout out Madara. He's Madara walked up the whole people, and this is a great reference if you get it. Whole village, everybody just running up on Madara,
and I'm just
killing everybody.
So this man's really just unstoppable, huh? We really just can't kill Michael Myers, huh? We just can't kill him. That's why I say Michael, because he went through all these movies, had multiple opportunities where he could have died, killed everybody. Killed everybody.
Do you got any alternative endings or how you do it, Shakira, or no?
Behead him. That's all you can.
Behead him. Do something. I don't know.
Inject him with poison or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, even if he didn't die, let's get more lore between. Because what I also really wanted to see is I wanted to see more scenes with Lori and Michael. Like the whole movie before the last one, they didn't meet.
Yeah.
Like it took them half the movie towards the end for her to go to him because she was in the hospital, all that stuff. But it's like I would have wanted more scenes like that, because that's the whole thing he's going for. So, and then especially as a watcher who's watched all of them, I would have thought like cinematography wise, you would want that kind of ending scene of, okay, you finally got what you wanted. Like, okay, say even if he killed her, you finally met your match, or you finally got her. Now what? Like, I wouldn't want to, because that's what I'm wondering now. I'm like, okay, so did you ever find Lori? Like, did he just die of natural causes because he got beat up so bad and his body couldn't take it no more? Like, it's still too many unanswered questions, and it's like, we could have ended that movie so well. We could have ended Michael Myers' story so good.
And what I just realized is crazy, and to give the big, as much of a spoiler I'll give to at least how I feel about Smile 2, kinda. How you feel about how Halloween ended is like 80% of how I feel about how Smile 2 ended. So yeah,
Bro, oh
but
my God.
that'll to spoil my opinion. I asked if how the audience feels. So yeah, because
Oh my God.
I don't know, and especially as a writer, and I was just actually, Kyra, we were just talking about this the other day of just, this is why I get, sometimes you'd hear some writers, they write the ending first, and they build upon that ending, and then that's how it really get.
That's interesting.
And I get why some writers do that sometimes, because I can imagine if you've built this story for 20 years and you be like, dang, how do I actually end it?
Yeah,
I would understand that's very difficult. I can imagine.
Okay.
Now, the counter argument people give is just ask for help. Like, even the fans be writing better. Again, y'all, I agree with everything y'all done said. Everything y'all done said to sound better than what I saw, especially from the outside looking in, not being hip. My expectations had finally got up here, and then so all that sound better. So. But yeah, I can imagine it's difficult. But who knows? Maybe even the counter, some authors would be like, well, I like that ending. Well, it's my story, so.
Right.
And that's just like your face you made, like, I guess that's what we'll do.
True that.
Yeah. But as we almost get to a close to this episode, we at least I noticed, I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but a lot of people have different opinions about Halloween, and like I even mentioned, I come from a religious household, and to me, I noticed with all the costumes, the candy, the conversations we having, and even the more sentimental ones of like where I mentioned my family member who may have passed away from breast cancer, or who died from breast cancer, I noticed that Halloween just brings people together like every other holiday, and with it being the last day of the holiday of October, I noticed that, especially during the time of it being fall, and some people may experience seasonal depression, that it lifts people like back out the house. And like for some people, if you're hearing like gaming or streaming, it has people touch grass, for lack of better words, and it allows people, as I jokingly say, I say that phrase because it allows people to get up and get out of that space, even if you are in a funk. And even though I don't celebrate Halloween, I speak from a personal perspective of maybe not having the best week and thinking like, you know what, maybe this last week, or maybe how it's October ending, it could bring people together and I can appreciate other people celebrating. So I say all that to ask, just in this time of fall, you know, it's getting closer to semester, and you know, somebody over there is about to graduate very soon. You know, I won't put her on blast too much, but how do you get through those sort of seasonal depressive moments or phases, and how do you build up into going into Thanksgiving?
My favorite holiday.
And that's why I looked, and that's how I
Yeah, you know, it's hard. I feel like you just hit points, especially like in the fall semester, it gets cold, and as someone who I really like the winter season because I like how it looks.
The winter season.
Don't start, bro. Don't start. It just feel like things start dragging, and it's like, oh my God, I've been doing it every day. Like, okay, then it's when like, you know, especially like in the years prior to getting to college, I'm like, okay, I don't have to go to this class, or I'll miss this one, I'll miss that one. But you realize you fall in such a hard cycle, it's hard to break yourself back out of it, because you're like, oh, well, half the class not here anyway. Well, half the class is failing, that's why they're not there. And then you realize you part of half the class that's failing, so you need to, me last year, so you need to get it back on together.
Listen,
but yeah, I definitely strive on like just remembering like this part of the year is like the best part of the year because of all the holidays that is coming up. So you do have those things where you're gonna reconnect back with people. It's just hard to see it when it's like, okay, Halloween's over, but Thanksgiving is all the way at the end of November. So to some, that's like, oh, it's only a few more weeks and I'll be back at home. And granted, like someone like me who goes home early for Thanksgiving because my sister's birthday is so close, it's still kind of hard to see because it's like, oh, I got midterms. Oh, I got an exam, which I have an exam the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. So it's like, wow, how good can it get when I still have to be stuck in, you know, work, and I can't relax. But I know me, I just really try to like do as many like socially stuff as I can, even if it's by myself. Like I know when I do study or like when I do get super super hard as far as like academics, I try to be too perfect with it, and that is what brings it on really early because I'm like, yeah, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. This is really bad. This is bad. This is terrible. Which it's not terrible. This is just where I'm supposed to be. And if somebody's ahead of me, that's okay because they're not me. But it's hard to tell yourself that when you in it. So that's why I try, like, if I feel myself like this is what I kind of want to do this time around this winter. If I feel it coming on, be like, okay, don't worry about what anybody else is doing because you don't even know what it took for them to get there. You see what I'm saying? Because it took you so much to get here. So it had to take them just as much, or maybe nothing at all. But that has nothing to do with you. You know, you can't change that. You can't add to it. All you can worry about is what's going to take you to get to where you want to be. So that kind of helps me a little bit, and it kind of eases the worry of like, oh, I got this really, really tough exam, and it's like 25, 30%. You know, professors be just BSing with the percents of your grade. Like, okay, whatever. But I'm like, you know, it's just a test. That's all it is. Nobody gonna ask me about the test I took in ISS when I'm at my job in 5 years. Nobody's gonna ask me what my GPA was in 10 years. Nobody gonna even remember I went to Michigan State unless I tell them in like 20 years. So you gotta understand the grand scheme of these things. It's just a now thing. It's just so I can get it for me. Because all these degrees are doing is proving to me that I did it. It's not for me to prove to nobody else. It's just for me. So once I take everybody else out of the answer, it kind of get fun a little bit because I'm like, okay, this is something I want to do. It's not like somebody is holding a gun to my head saying you have to, which it kind of felt like when I got to college. But I made college about me. So now I'm doing the things I want to do. So now when I leave, it's like, no, I got these for me. Yeah, they're going to help me get a good job. And yeah, they're going to help me be what I want to be. But it's still for me. Like, my degree isn't going to help you, and it's not going to help you. So why am I worrying about what y'all journey look like? Because it's not going to help you anyway. See what I'm saying? Exactly. So that's kind of what I want to do, or try to do.
Yeah. I am on the same boat with Jada, you know, like it's really important to like basically identify like the cycles that you're getting back to that mindset or that phase in your life, you know. But you, like what Jada said, like you really do have to like remind yourself like what's your purpose, what's your why. Like I remember this one mentor that I had back when I was a freshman, because I was just like saying like, yeah, like, you know, college was always an idea, but I feel like that wasn't like my vision. It was starting to be like, that's not my vision, you know? But she was like, oh, well, you have to understand, like, what is your why? And then she asked me that, and I was like, 17-year-old me, I was like, girl, I don't know.
What do you mean?
I still don't know now, like, seriously. But yeah, you just have to remind yourself, like, what's your why? What's your purpose? And you just have to use that as motivation, honestly. Like, yeah, it can get super hard and super difficult, you know, when you just don't feel like you're in the right spot, you know, but you really just have to try to push yourself, honestly, because what I do, I visualize myself, you know, being, you know, in a good place in my life, helping all my family's members and stuff like that, because I love them a lot and I really do want to help them. And it's just like that gives me the motivation to keep going and things like that. That's why I really take self-care so seriously. Y'all know this. I love taking my bubble baths. I love doing like face masks and stuff. I like going shopping. I like getting my hair done. I'm about to go get my hair done, my nails done soon.
Okay.
So that plays like a really good part on like basically keeping me grounded and keeping like me focused with my school, because I feel like if I look good, I feel good and I'm gonna do good, you know. So yeah, and you really just have to like focus on yourself, honestly.
And to perfectly piggyback off of those two things, we can end off here if, unless you guys would have anything else. But as I mentioned earlier in the episode, like even speaking from personal experience, like going through this senior year and having like our last semester, everything, like it feels like everything's like building up to like, okay, like this is what we've been working for, like this is like the degree, and like you just got to get to that last point. And especially as someone like me, who I was just telling somebody else on how the sort of unfortunate position you sometimes get in college is they tell you to put yourself first or to put your health first, and then I express to the other person that it's unfortunate when sometimes putting yourself first means I may miss this class that may be a lot of information, or I may not get the notes this day, or sometimes if it's really bad, you may miss an exam, you may miss multiple exams, you may miss a lot of time from school. And the advice I'd want to give, and to answer my own question, would first I'd want to express that if anybody else who may be listening to this episode feels that same way, we hear you. We feel the same way and we see you. I can imagine even Taylor, shout out podcast, Ed Drews. Great costume as well, by the way. Shout out Taylor.
Man.
But shout out Gato from Jujutsu Kaisen. But I can imagine it's a relatable feeling. And other than acknowledging that we see you, just the thing I tell myself and I'll express to you guys would just be to keep in mind that you're doing the best you can. And especially if you're
'Cause that's all
aware,
you can do, honestly.
and in like a literal sense, there's I had to tell myself and learn to be okay with the fact that there's some things that you just cannot control, and to master being okay with not being in control. It's very difficult, and some people are just in a literal sense they want to be in control of everything. Some people would just want to know what's gonna happen next, and sometimes you can get neither. And just understand that, like Shakira said, like if you're here, if you're in the position, you deserve to be there, and you're gonna hopefully be fine. Like Jada said, at the end of the day, shoot, sometimes it's just a test. And I learned out of all the idioms and phrases I learned, hey, short-term memory loss. Like, dang, I failed that test this morning. I got like 3 more classes, so I'll be all right.
Yeah.
Sometimes what you gotta do is hide and got where I'm at now.
Exactly. That's why I just have the mindset of like, it's really, I'm so glad that I can wake up tomorrow because it's literally another shot in life. You can do it all over. You can do it better than you did it yesterday, you know? Like, because it's just another chance, you know? So, yeah, to prove yourself.
And when they say your story and destiny and talk about these things, the first thing, the emphasis is yours. You have control of this. You have control of your story. And if you fail a test Friday, okay, if you fail one the next Friday, each continuing Friday is another chance to do better and another chance to get another chance and have another opportunity. So I really appreciate you, Shakira, for adding that last part because that just, I feel like that wrapped it together beautifully. And with that beautiful bow on that message, again, just thank you guys for this season of All Shades of Chocolate. I keep telling them every time we record, like this been one of them ones. Like I've loved each episode we've recorded.
We had some bangers.
So
yeah.
With all that being said, I hope you guys, if this will actually come after Halloween. So I guys hope you guys had a safe Halloween. And if you guys are still celebrating after this is posted, be careful and
Drink responsibly.
And
responsibly.
Be safe, you guys. And with that all being said, my bad. Do that one more time. With that being said, this has been All Shades of Chocolate, where we've brought
the sweetest,
the hottest,
Black culture to MSU.
And remember to stay sweet. Bye.